All right, you're looking at M2 money supply. You can see it's gone parabolic since the launch of uh, the dealing with COVID. Basically, the Fed juiced the market by sending M2 vertical. You can see from March of 2020, it formed a low here on the S&P and then went vertical. Same thing with M2. So the correlation is pretty much 1 to 1. The Fed gave you the rally of the last few years in its response to COVID. Question is, if it peaked here in January and the S&P peaked in January, and they've both, the S&P has been selling off strongly this year, even as M2 is only going sideways. It's sort of like plateauing at a very high level. So my question is, if this is what happens when you stop juicing M2, the S&P starts to decline rapidly. What happens if M2 were to decline? Now, here's one more question for you. If this were a stock, you would say this is a parabolic move. And we all know that when a stock goes parabolic, the ending is not pretty. It goes down. Stock market bubbles end in crashes. I wonder if the same too might be true for M2. Is there a limit to how far you can juice the money supply? And if they've reached that limit and you're going sideways, sort of a higher plateau, what happens when it goes down? What happens to the S&P when M2 goes down? It's a serious question. And I'm sure the Fed is thinking about it, but hey, they should have thought about it before they did this. The reality is they overdid it the last 2 years. This year they're tightening, but the reality is a lot of this was not only unnecessary, it was totally counterproductive. Sure, you got a big rally in the stock market, but now you're going to give it all back. So the moral of the story is the Fed should, pay more attention to charts and less attention to their models, because the charts do not lie. The charts are telling you pretty obviously that, hey, this was overdone. This is a vertical move up in M2, vertical move up in the S&P. But the problem is that, you create a bubble in the stock market and guess what? It's not going to end well. So get ready. Hold on to your socks. This roller coaster is going to take a dip.